show you a drama by the title Radin Jambat, Kain Smith, and I, Elizabeth Asri Hulu, as Radin Jambat.
Hi, my name is Anissa Lawa,
Pada Putri Berdekati as Lord and Lagarting.
My name is Mirana
I, Nur Hatmi Nuru, as Mother Putri Berdekati. I, Sale Putri Terhambanua, as Mangku Bumi and Dewa.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful land, namely Punigaran, that was governed by a wise and great king, namely King Sang Ratu Jambi, who had a dauntless and strong son, namely Radin Jambat. The story starts when the king held a celebration for his one and the only son who had grown up. At the time, that son who became a man would sail along the reach of an ocean looking for a wife. One day, when the king and his wife Pelita Raja Nyawa were sunbathing, Mangkubumi came and planned to do the same thing. And here the story began.
Hey, Mangkubumi. Yes, Your Majesty. You know that my son Radin Jambat has get up. We apologize, Your Majesty, but I have an idea whether we put Radin Jambat in our troops. I will be ready to accompany him. I didn't want to see my son walk with the dollar behind the kingdom.
Hold it, if there is no proof, he will be to go by himself.
Pardon me, Your Majesty. I have an idea how if I accompany him is journey. Alright. Yes, Your Majesty. Let me take leave.
Mangkubumi immediately left the king and queen, and then he gathered all people from all over Punigaran land to celebrate Radin Jambat's birthday. After the celebration party was over, Radin Jambat asked his parents' blessing.
Jai! Father, at the moment, I have permit to look for a wife. Hopefully, I will get an adorable wife. Please stand over this door and find a nice wife and take care of Punigaran. Father, I ask your permission to look for a wife. Hopefully, I can get an adorable wife like you.
Oh, my son, don't come home if you still don't get your ideal and endurable wife. I will always.
After getting blessing from his parents, Radin Jambat was moving together with Mangkubumi. Day by day passed till they were arriving at the edge of limitless ocean, the boat that became Radin Jambat's life passed. It didn't take any longer when they were arriving in a place named Beringin Tanamayat, a place that was used to test the divine power. In this place, they were stopping and resting. The next morning, Radin Jambat meditated under a banyan tree to ask his will to Dewa. He burned incense. This thing made the door of heaven was full of smoke. Suddenly, there was a Dewa who was coming to see him.
I, Radin Jambat, would like to look for a wife. Would you mind help me, Dewa? Okay, I will tell you there is a woman who performs missing. I have acquaintance in the north. I believe that she is really missing you because she has a gentle heart and sweet heart. Who about that? If you marry her, she only will frame herself every day, and it will waste the time. Alright, if you don't like this woman, but I still want more. She is in the northwest. She is very rich, and you will help me with her. If I marry her, her rich exceed my rich. Fine then, what type's wife do you look for? I only want to be a happy princess, daughter of a great artist. What do you say? Hati, same way, you cannot fulfill your will. You know that she has 14 flights. You can't handle it. I don't even care about her. I still want her for sure. Alright then. I understand if you still inside. I will give you many kinds of powers.
Thanks, Dewa.
Follow me.
After that, Dewa Subiji immediately transferred his divine power to Radin Jambat. With all his strength, it didn't take any longer. After transferring his power, Dewa Subiji left him. Then, Radin Jambat and Mangkubumi continued their journey. The next day, Radin Jambat and Mangkubumi were arriving in Simpang Langut 3. They were confused to choose which one will lead them to their destination. In the middle of the sea, they saw a medical bird that was eating brains. Then, what happened next?
Nickelback, do you know the way to the daughter of Ratu Agung's place?
If that way that you mean, just walk in the middle of the road you've chosen before. It is the most appropriate way.
Thanks, medical bird.
After that, Radin Jambat and Mangkubumi were starting to paddle the boat to pass the middle way.
What a fool, man! They were tricked by me.
Hey, medical bird, did you think we don't know that you want to trick us?
Seemingly you heard what I was saying, didn't you?
Oh, come on, I can hear Lost voice even less. How dare you trying to fool us?
So you've all noticed it, haven't you? Okay, I'll go. Then they were wandering about and boating without any clear destination and indefinite direction. But Radin Jambat can find the way by himself. Finally, they immediately headed to the upper course of the river, the place where Batik Hati princess usually took a bath. When arriving in the upper course of the river, they left the boat. Then they have been resting for tonight. The condition remained silent and there was nothing happened. But when it was coming close to the third night, in the middle of the day, Radin Stangkai Ali, one of the princess' friends, was taking a bath in the river while he was seeing Radin Jambat.
Who are you? Dare to be here without any permission from me?
Hey, you dare break your orbit rails? I will smash you down.
Come here and fight me. What an insolent person you are.
Mangkubumi, what are you doing?
Don't be so harsh.
Harsh like that. You are guests here. That's our bomb. But Radin is really annoying by helping our group 7 times. My IPK is X. Okay, fine. You fight me, Radin.
The fight was so sudden. Unfortunately, Radin Stangkai Ali was defeated and back home. In the next day, Radin Jambat and Mangkubumi headed to kampung to look around. And Radin Jambat continued his trip to investigate for the finds of Putri Batik Hati. Then he arrived at a boat.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir. I did for you.
Where is the house?
Yes, the friend will just come your husband.
I'm Radin Jambat. Do you know where's Putri Batik Hati's house is?
Putri Batik Hati was the princess with prettiest heart I've ever seen. Until now, no one able to get her heart.
That's right. That's why it was hard to get to the Hati.
I'm more curious. Can you show me where is Putri Batik Hati's house?
Feel if you want. Go for the Hati's house on my side.
The next day, Radin Jambat met Putri Batik Hati's mother and asked for permission to see Putri Batik Hati.
Yes, Jambat. Why do you come here?
I want to meet and talk to your daughter. Come here.
Radin Jambat and Ratu Rebut Agung walked towards the residence of Putri Batik Hati. When he got there, he found her was sitting in a chair with a look full of tenderness, bright and seductive expression. Her smile will make every man incensed.
You're so beautiful. Oh, my heart, my hand. Oh, I'm sorry.
Because we're still shy, they decided to communicate by letter. But Radin Stangkai Ali realized that Putri Batik Hati fell in love with Radin Jambat, and he was very angry, so that he planned to persuade other fans to attack Radin Jambat. Let's go, Putri. Your fans will come here to attack Radin Jambat. Happen. What do you want to look? They are my fans. They look angry and carrying many weapons. I'm afraid if something happens to you, Radin. But I'm the most handsome man in my kingdom that have powerful strength, Your Majesty and Putri. Please go from here. Then Radin Jambat proudly stood facing his opponents. Jambat, if you still want to live, leave this kingdom and leave Putri Batik Hati.
You're brave enough. Now we fight.
Radin Jambat and Radin Stangkai Ali fought each other. But then, Radin Jambat defeated Radin Stangkai Ali. Radin Jambat didn't go back to his biduk, but he went to meet Putri Batik Hati and Ratu Rebut Agung to ask a permission. Putri, there is someone who looks for you. Radin Jambat, what are you doing here? It's still early in the morning. I have something to tell you. What is that? Tell me now. I will go back to Peninggalan, but before that, I will tell you that I want to marry you. Will you marry me? Except Putri, he is so adorable. Ah, come on, mother. I hope you could be mine. But I have 40 fines. Whatever, I want you to be my wife. If there is someone who tries to bother us, I'll kill him. You have a requirement to marry me. You should request an approval to marry me from my parents. Alright, it is easy. Wait, it should be done in one night. Okay, I'll do it tonight. At Kram gradually, Radin Jambat started his magical words and burned in cans. Then suddenly, he went to Putri's house like a thunder.
Jambat, how do you went by calling before tonight? I come to tell you about my feelings here. I'm calling up with his daughter and I want to marry her. What? How do you think you like? What do you think you are on spare? If you
Really love my daughter, you must pass my challenge first. You must defeat all her 40 fines.
not intending to be polite, I just want to ask your permission to take your daughter as my wife. With your honor, I, Radin Jambat, would like to accept your challenge.
Now, how did I say it? Is that too much for him to be burdened by your child? Please consider its wisely before giving that child.
What do you mean? I only for it is so important. I have to take her.
Okay, but I want to make sure again. I want to ask your daughter, how Putri? Would you marry him? If Radin loves me, so I couldn't refuse it cause I want to accompany Radin to till the end. Okay, if each of you are falling in love too. Thank you, my majesty. Now, I will bring Putri to Peninggalan. Okay, be careful, my son. Now we should go. Radin Jambat went to negeri Tanah Mayat. The place Mangkubumi was waiting for him. They were ready to beat 40 fines of Putri Betik Hati. First rival is Radin Tangkai Ali. Hey Jambat, who do you think you are? What do you mean by taking Putri Betik Hati from me? I won't let you go easily. I'll kill you. I love Putri Betik Hati and she had agreed to marry me. Start and Radin Jambat succeeded to kill Radin Tangkai Ali, seeing his friend was dead. Other friends start showing their strengths to beat Radin Jambat. Didn't take any longer, the friends were killed by Radin Jambat too. Then he met Mangkubumi. They walked to go to Biduk. They ate and changed their clothes. After taking a rest for 3 days, they once again made sure that there was no one of Putri Betik Hati's friends alive. In Jambat, Putri Betik Hati and Mangkubumi went to Peninggalan. On the way, Putri Betik Hati got sick.
My body is fine. You look so pale. Can I see your hand? How do you feel now? Better?
Went to Radin Jambat's kingdom Peninggalan. After several days, they arrived. All people in this place accept them happily.
Jambat, is he and love you? Then love you.
Yes, it's true, Ibunda. She is Putri Betik Hati. You take a good course, Jambat. She is very late and soft.
My citizen, tomorrow we will hold marriage party of my son and Putri Betik Hati. Finally, the prince and the princess were married in the country of Prince that is Peninggalan, and they live happily forever.